All right, let's continue. Let's see what David Jeff.
How did I get on that? But yeah,
I have no clue, but let's go.
Out of everything they work on. And make sure that no one's going to have anything to complain about. They straight up ask you if you want transgender game options 1 hour in. You select yes or no. So all the people bitching invited into their game. I don't even know.
We're never getting through this. Holy shit. You should not have invited me.
I told you.
Holy shit. Look at how he phrases it. Because this is, I hear this shit. My brain's like, nope, right away. He's trying to pick people up from underneath and be like, how these people are invited into the world. It's like, no, we're the fucking customers. Don't give us slop and expect us to be like, oh, yeah, okay, I will eat this. That's delicious.
Yep. We invited it into our games. Yep.
Fuck you with that language. Invited.
You're selling a product.
You're selling a product. We're not being invited into a game. What the fuck is that language?
And to be honest,
your world better be good.
Even if you said no to the trans stuff, it's still everywhere in the game. The non-binary shit's in the game. The ideology's in the game. There's another NPC that's non-binary too. It's the blacksmith in one of the towns. You know, it's all there. So it's not about inviting it into your game, because you could try to deny it all you want. You could try to stop it all you want, but it's still there. It's all over the place. You can't tell me I don't know, because I fucking played the game. You know, unlike David Jaff.
And you can't tell me I don't know, because I fucking watched you play the game.
There you go. So
character apparently is the Barv trans character, and so far there's nothing. Not that needs to be. I mean, to me, that's the equivalent of saying, "Do you want black people? Do you want black people in your? Let them get the blacks out." That's the equivalent of it. But if that's what you're saying, I mean, I didn't even know that's what they were asking.
So he's trying to compare the option in the beginning of the game of whether or not you want to be trans or not at the mirror. When you get to the mirror, he's comparing that to, you know, options of whether or not you would have black people in the game. Like, hey, do you want blacks in the game?
I would like to ask David, how come I don't have the option to select of being a pedophile?
It's a good question.
Why is that not okay, David?
I mean, there's a bunch of things you can't select, obviously.
Why can't I be a, what do you call it when you bang animals? What do you call those people?
Bestiality?
Bestiality, yeah. Why couldn't I pick a character that's bestiality and into that shit? Where are my options, David?
You're just adding more options. That's
all you're doing is adding more options. That's all I'm asking. I'm not hurting anyone.
Especially true considering it's a game, right?
Right.
Yeah, look, I actually, this is where my left side comes out. It's like, okay, you want that, fine, but you got to back it up with a good game and a good story. And unfortunately, what you see in Veilguard with the dialogue is just how freaking intrusive and immersion breaking it is to bring up your gender ideology in a fantasy game. No one knows you're trans unless the character specifically tells you that they're trans. And why would they do that? I mean, they're trying to pass, right? So it makes no sense to me, and it makes dialogue so awkward, and it makes the story revolve more around that than any other point. And and for whatever reason, probably because of the DEI, lack of merit policies that put people into these senior positions, you get writing that's absolutely terrible. It comes at a cost. You can't do it this way.
It always comes at a cost. None of this shit is free in one way or another. And whenever they do stuff like this, it's always going to come at the cost of something else. That's just how it goes. You know, very few studios have the ability, at least not that I've seen anyway, have the ability to push, or not even push, just like to have certain ideologies that are, like this in a video game while also providing something entertaining. And I think Larian is one of those studios that has proven they could do it. But in terms of Bioware, they were able to do it before. They can't do it now. It's so sad because Bioware of yesterday made some of the most inclusive games for all intents and purposes. They had multitude of races, multitude of different sexualities in the game. You had the character, you were able to pick female, male shepherd. You were able to do a bunch of things. Aside from like the neo-Nazi shit that you have now between pronouns and trans scars, you were able to do basically pretty much almost anything else. So Bioware was extremely, diverse from all intents and purposes. But now Bioware today, it's so sad. It shows the difference between ideology being most important to you and being at the forefront of everything you do versus, okay, you have a certain belief and yeah, it might come off in your art, but ultimately you're focused on the world and the world that you're creating and the story within. And then some of that stuff might show up because naturally, you know, that's your worldview, but it's not going to take over the entire story. That's the difference between the two. Go ahead.
Can I just interject real quick? This is going to be such a Ryan Roger Athe moment.
Oh no.
So get ready to clip. Thank you. So say that I'm a member of Ku Klux Klan and I wear the hood and everything like that, and I go to work and I'm wearing it, whatever. And I make the option of create a character, and one of the options is Ku Klux member. And it's like, well, I'm just seeing myself represented in the game. What I'm not hurting anybody. It's just what I believe in. Why can't I be seen?
That's gonna be all over Twitter tomorrow.
Smash, yeah, for sure. Number one, thanks for that. Number two, you know, for them, they don't view their ideology as extreme.
But that's my whole point with all this. Like, can't we just keep it basic? They're trying to say inclusivity, add more options, and I'm like, okay, fine. I'll play your game. Let's start adding more options. Oh wait, no, not that.
Well, that's the thing. Again,
I want to wear a MAGA hat for my fantasy.
Oh, yeah, right. Exactly. There you go. A little bit more toned down.
They'll add So here's the irony: they will add what they view as not extreme, and anything they view as extreme, they're not going to add. Which is ironic because the rest of the world views them as extreme,
right?
But they view everybody else as extreme and themselves as normal. So that's why they add the trans cards, they add the pronouns, and they add all the fucking gay shit, and they add all that stuff. But then when they look at everybody else, they say, well, why don't you like it? It's because they genuinely believe that everybody is like this. And it's because of their echo chambers that they're in real life. They are literally in an echo chamber every single day throughout their entire workday, most likely at home too. So yeah, they get the real world and smacks them in their face. They're like, well, why is there so much hatred in the world? There isn't. Nobody hates you. You're just annoying. That's it. You're just annoying. That's it.
I want my MAGA hat.
I want the MAGA hat too.
I just always get
PC modders, you know what to do.
When people fall back on the what's wrong with more options argument, it's so easy to defeat it, which is why they never want to have a conversation.
Well, Smash, right. It's more than that. And I was going to do a post about this on X, but what's happening with character creation is it's not just adding more options. They're erasing male and female. They are removing options, and they are misrepresenting the population distribution. Instead of it being, 5% or less that's trans, probably less, 3%.
Bro, you're out of your mind if you think there's 3% trans people.
Whatever it is, right? We've been told by the media that it's huge. And so, yeah, I'm thinking 3%, which is probably completely wrong. It's probably 1%. But what these screens do is they are attacking traditional gender norms, traditional family relationships, and an attempt to overtly erase it in a Marxist communist propaganda push in order to bring these, we're just adding options. No, what they're doing is they are adding these options and they are removing others.
Or minimizing.
No, they're removing it. A and B. What is A and B?
Well, right.
Where's my male? Where's my female?
Right.
Are they there? No, they're not there, right? That's removal.
That's literally a slippery slope in action.
So that is what is happening here. It is weaponized propaganda. It is the dilution and erasure of traditional gender norms in order to promote an ideology that is less than 1%. That is authoritarianism. That is disinformation. That is why we fight.
Let him cook.
That was good shit, Grums. Good shit.
Thanks, Grums. I'm gonna be canceled for this shit tomorrow. Between Smash JT and Grums, because you already know.
I would never say this shit on my own channel.
Watching right now, all of them.
We'll promote your OnlyFans to fix your roof.
Oh, thank you. I actually face revealed today on Toasty's Twitter. Did you see that?
I missed that.
Oh, damn. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. Yeah, I didn't realize she was going to show the picture that I fucking sent her, but I guess, there you go.
This ought to be good.
Yeah, let me show you really quick. So, so look, we got this post here from Toasty. She says, Finally,
would people in the chat, would they pay for OnlyFans?
I'm finally exposing real Hypnotic.
Oh, damn.
This not showing his face has got to stop. Hypnotic must be held accountable for his bigoted ways. And so after some detective work, I found him.
Holy shit. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh
listen,
my God. It's you.
I kept telling people I had a beard and my
Not
shoulders
surprised.
were wide. You know what I mean? So it's pretty hot. Pretty hot. I know I'm no, listen, don't be jealous of me, all right?
You
Don't
even
be
got the
jealous
red
of me.
mega shirt going there.
Hell yeah. She caught the picture of me when I was on vacation, you know? That's all right. It's okay. So face reveal, there you go. For those curious, Toasty's out of me. It is what it is. Unbelievable. All right, let's keep going. We're never gonna get to this video. Let's keep going.
I know.
The only thing I've come across so far, and again, I've seen that cutscene. It's terribly written and performed, the barf thing. But the only thing I've even come across so far,
But
when you're talking to characters, and one of your multiple options is you can romance a character who is the same sex as your character, and you can just be like, "Oh, no, thanks." You know, like Chad and SNL. It's like, "Ah, no, thanks." And
Nobody
you
cares.
know,
about
if
that.
that's not what you're into.
Nobody cares about. I can't stand like the purposeful misrepresentation of the conversation, and they do this all the time because they want to make the argument seem crazy. They want to make it seem like it's abnormal or wild or unhinged or whatever. Like, look at these people; they're mad because you can romance gay people in the game. Like, nobody's complaining about that.
I have not even heard that as an argument. Like that
It's
hasn't
never
even come
been
up
an argument. It's been in Dragon Age for the longest time.
Right.
Nobody's ever complained about that. It's a fucking bullshit argument. He's using that to try to, again, downplay the actual real argument or to make the real argument seem unhinged or fringed or whatever. Nobody's complaining about that. People have been very specific about what they're complaining about. And that's number one, the obvious ideology push between the character creator and some of the NPCs that are in the game, okay? Because some of the NPCs are just unbelievably fucking insufferable. Mainly Tosh. Obviously, Tosh is number one because they did write her to be insufferable. I don't know if anybody that has looked at Tosh, even Angry Joe, one of the ultimate fence sitters that I've ever seen in my life when it comes to progressive politics, even he doesn't like Tosh and considers her to be insufferable. So when you have certain people on that particular side making fun of the character that's supposed to be the shining example of progressive ideology, you might have went too far. You know what I mean? You might have fucked up a little bit. You know, there's ways to do it without going so far. And then on top of that too, a lot of people don't like the game because for the simple fact is the game treats you like you're dumb. Like you're literally retarded. Like you're that picture from before. Like you are just dumb. Where it constantly reminds you of the characters' names. You know, and if you watch Joe's review on Veilguard that he released today, I don't even know why it was recommended. I'm not even subscribed to him. I guess because of Veilguard. Probably that's in the algorithm, but that's besides the point. If you watch the video, it's actually pretty funny because they start the video off with a skit.
Well, you know how it works, by the way, is
What?
we are transagentally connected on YouTube now, and I watched an Angry Joe video in a live stream, so now it's like, well, I'm connected to you, so let's throw this at him too.
Well, yeah, and again, I'm not surprised because it's what do you call it? It's Dragon Age of Veilguard, so we're all, you know, all of us are doing videos on Dragon Age of Veilguard and whatnot, so it's part of the algorithm. But
Right.
look, this is actually perfect. I'm going to show you the opener to his review so you can get an idea. But you're going to know exactly what's happening here immediately once you see it. Look at this. You're going to know exactly what it is. Anybody who watched me play this game, you're going to know what they're doing here. Watch.
Oh, I don't even know how to approach taking on the ancient elven gods of Elganon and Gillenane without Solus.
Are you guys talking about the ancient elven gods, Elganon and Gillenane, that were recently released when you defeated Solus?
Yes, that is exactly who we're talking about. We were talking about the ancient elven gods, Elganon and Gillenane.
Well, I got a book. It's all sorts of crazy stuff about the ancient elven gods, Elganon and Gillenane.
A book like that can help us defeat Elganon and Gillenane.
That's true. Can you please get us the book of Elganon? Gillenane, can you get us the book?
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, thank
It's
God.
called The Ballad of the Ancient Elven Gods, Elganon and Gillenane.
It's right there.
But are you sure this is the ancient elven gods, Elganon and Gillenane?
Yeah.
That's right. It could be somebody different. A different Elganon and Gillenane.
No, it says Ancient Elven Gods, Elganon and Gillenane.
Oh, ancient elven gods. Then this has to be it. Let's check here and see if there's a chapter on where we can defeat the ancient elven gods right here of Elganon and Gillenane. It's right here, Joe. This whole
All right, so you get the point. So basically, that's how the game treats you, and they're not wrong. They're not wrong. As much as I can't stand him and his bullshit on Twitter, they're not wrong. The game talks to you like you're fucking retarded, where it's constantly reminding you about who you just found out about 5 seconds ago, and especially with Elganon and Gillenane, literally all the time. So that's why I brought it up, because that's the biggest issue with this game, is that aside from the ideology stuff and the woke shit and everything, ultimately it's just terribly written.
Have you seen
performed.
that comparison video where it's like the dialogue of Veilguard versus the animal dialogue in Baldur's Gate 3, where you talk to the animals?
No.
And it's just like so night and day. Just the frigging simple animal dialogue in Baldur's Gate 3, the writing is like 10 levels higher than the main character writing in Veilguard. That's how bad it is.
Yikes.
Well, I mean, there's a reason why Larian took over for Baldur's Gate over Bioware. So I'll let you guys decide what that is, but I'm glad they did, to be honest with you.